Hey guys, it's Silver Snorlax, and I am back today with something new, something that I plan on incorporating into my channel, I think, from here on forward, and that is a send-off video. PSA send-off videos are something I really haven't done in the past. I've done several rounds for PSA, but I've never done a kind of a first-hand look as far as to what a round may contain, and that's something I've had requested multiple times on this channel now, and I've decided I'm going to go ahead and run with it. So in a nutshell, what I do is I take a look at all the cards that are about to be graded before they come back graded, and you guys just kind of get a first-hand look as far as to what's going out, what people are sending, what seems to be popular, stuff like that. The idea behind this video is not to spend too much time on it, but just kind of to get you kind of a quick first-hand look before we actually send the cards to PSA and we see what they come back graded. So I thought this round, this is going to be round 24 for us. I thought this round was going to be pretty small. I was worried I was going to even hit a card minimum. Generally, PSA requests you send a minimum of 25 or 50 cards. So I was really worried about even hitting a minimum. Apparently, my worries were for naught. This is what I had come in. This is just the February round. This is round 24. 98 cards, and then you'll see I've got 2 cards there in the background. I had 2 Reslabbed orders come in. Well, same user, but 2 different cards come in. We'll look at those last. But this is what I had come in. This is 98 cards. It's a very large round yet again for us. So glad to see I'm coming back to YouTube not only strong, but really strong. So 98 CS1 cards ready to go here. I'm going to just kind of take a quick look at each and every one of them, and then we'll see what they look like in a couple of months when they come back graded. So let's kind of hurry up and go through these. Lots of good stuff. A little Staff Aegislash. Charizard, I forget which set that's from. Dialga EX, these seem to be popular. I got more than one. Mega Charizard, you will see a common theme with Mega Charizard of several different varieties as we kind of flip through these here. It's actually kind of unbelievable just how popular they are. Chansey EX, one of the older cards I got. Primal Kyogre. Actually a card I am quite a fan of, as I got a lot of them that came through. Primal Groudon as well. Dive Ball. Tons of secret rares and full arts from this particular round as well. I know I've been out of the Pokemon game for a while, but there's really just an impressive number of really great looking full arts and secret rares as well that just, they look fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I really like how a lot of them look. I definitely like the textured fronts on a lot of these full arts. A lot of these have, like, if you look very closely, and obviously it's much easier to see if you're directly in front of the card, but they have kind of raised bits and pieces to them that when touched, I don't know, they give my fingers kind of a tingle, I guess would be the best way to put it. It's a good feel, to say the least. So as we're flipping through here, tons of full arts like I mentioned, lots of good ones. Sets I have not seen, have not looked at. When I took my hiatus, I was away from Pokemon completely. I have no idea what happened during the sets that were released. So a lot of these cards that came in were definitely new to me. It was kind of a fun surprise to open up packages as they came in, just to see how the cards were condition-wise, and just take a look at them, and then just see all the really great artwork as on all of these cards. This is how out of touch I was. I didn't even know there were more Mega Evolutions that were released. I try to stay on top of Pokemon news, but, like, I don't know, just the past several months have just been torturous for me. I've not had a chance to do a lot of what I enjoy doing. It's a lot of going to work and then coming home and going to sleep and then going to work again. So that hasn't been too much fun, but it's glad to be I'm glad to be back behind the camera again and just rambling, if nothing else. Lucario, always a big card, fan favorite Lucario. Still really like those artworks on the both the Japanese and the English versions. of the EXs. Now the number of users in this particular round, I didn't actually do a head count, but out of the 98 cards we have something like 6 to 10 users. It's fairly high. I'm not sending this round. Didn't find the need to. Not to mention I really don't have anything to send. I think I got a couple of cards stored away that I had planned to send months ago, but they're just kind of on a shelf right now. They're not going to be doing too much for me. Really nice ones here. I forget the name of the set, but oh man, psychedelic cards to say the least. They really pop. Of all the Pokemon cards out there, they pop the most. More old school Charizard here. Let's see if we can get that camera back to focus a little bit. There we go. Love Primal Kyogre and Groudon. There he is. So those cards are a couple of my favorites. When I actually, like most people, years and years ago, I actually like quit Pokemon entirely and left it and kind of decided I would be doing other things with my life. And you know, right around the time Ruby and Sapphire came out, my brother was still very into it, and I kind of jumped back on board with it after a while. He actually won a Pokemon tournament, what are now called the VGCs. They had a tournament like that. They didn't call it VGCs back then, but they did have a doubles-based tournament that was run by the Pokemon Company, and he joined kind of a regional match, I guess you'd say. We had one close to us here in Pittsburgh. We went. We tried to. we didn't think we were gonna. He ended up winning, but we didn't think he was going to end up winning. As we did like some. After we read the rule set, we kind of did like some simulated battles, and we tried a couple different things. And he really liked the team, and I made like counter teams and stuff, and just tried battling with him. And he lost like pretty much every match. I think he won 1 or 2. We played like 10 different rounds, and just like nothing was working. I'm like, man, we're gonna get destroyed as soon as we go to this tournament. But lo and behold, we went. His little team strategy worked incredibly well. I think part of it was back then you were allowed to carry Uber class Pokemon, so pretty much every team back then had Rayquaza on it in some way, shape, or form. And Groudon and Kyogre were big back then as well. So pretty much every team had some kind of combination of Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza, sometimes all three in a doubles battle format. So a lot of people carried Rayquaza, and my brother carried a Kyogre with Ice Beam on it, and back then there was no Yachi Berry. That didn't exist yet. So it was a 4 times weakness to ice, and he used it every time he saw Rayquaza and one-shotted every single Rayquaza that was at that tournament. Every single one. So that ended up opening a lot of holes for him. Had a very powerful Mewtwo at the time as well, Latios, and here's the kicker, Ludicolo, which actually ended up winning him most of the battles. Back then, the Uber class, I don't know how to put it. In doubles, there was a lot of firepower involved. Double battles tend to be very quick. There isn't a lot of switching, if any at all. And he would just kind of come in and he would play with Ludicolo, who was very defensive and would sit there and embrace a lot of the hits that most of the Uber class Pokemon carried back then. A lot of things did not hit for super effective damage against Ludicolo. So he would use that to kind of wall his way in, and then he would use a very slow and annoying means of recovery. He had a Ludicolo with Rain Dish, Leftovers, Leech Seed, and I believe he carried Toxic, which we shouldn't have carried Toxic, but we carried Toxic anyway. And boy, I tell you what, we just beat on people with that. Well, I say we like I was playing. It was him playing. I was observing. He just beat so many people with that combination. He had Protect on there as well. I believe he had Giga Drain as well. I forget if he was carrying Rest or Rain Dance, in case he needed to get the Rain Dance back up and his Kyogre wasn't functioning. We carried one of those, but I mean, we just carried so much to annoy people with. and you wouldn't think it would work. I kind of thought that was like his weak leg of the team, but really it ended up going insanely well for us. We were very happy. He ended up winning. I remember final match of that tournament. There was a gal he played against who carried kind of a Neuer-based Mewtwo, and that was something we didn't see coming. So that tells me, back then in particular, if you played more of a defensive strategy in a metagame that was filled with heavy hitters, you definitely had a chance of rising to the top and beating everyone. So that was a lot of fun to do, but that was years and years ago. So Kyogre and Groudon, going back to Kyogre and Groudon, the primal versions definitely kind of strike a chord with me a little bit, as they are very, very impressive cards, and they have kind of a special place in my heart as they kind of brought me back into Pokemon. So, alright, I hope you guys enjoyed watching all of the cards I just thumbed through. Sorry I couldn't talk about a lot of them. I'm actually a little clueless on a number of them, but if you guys are familiar with them, and I'm sure a number of you are, those are definitely cards I'm sure you'll be real excited and real happy to see come back graded. So I do have 2 Reslabbed. I haven't forgotten about those. Grab these. Coming from the same guy. Check these out. That's the first one. And basically he's having this, they're both Reslabbed. These are the older slabs, are very thin. Nothing wrong with the actual slabs themselves. They're just the older versions. So having them Reslabbed into the nice thicker slabs, they'll look a lot better. So there's his Charizard. It's his base set Charizard. It's Gem Mint 10, so definitely worth investing $5 to have it Reslabbed. And then here, check this bad boy out. First edition base set Charizard. Second time I've had a card, well, this very card actually, well, not this specific card, but the second time I've had a card like this come through. Second time I've seen a base set Charizard come back in Gem Mint 10. This one is one already graded. The first time I saw this card on my channel, it was raw, and I looked it over and thought it's coming back as a Mint 9, but lo and behold, it came back Gem Mint 10. So this is the second time I get to see a Gem Mint Charizard come through me first edition base set. Man, it makes me so jealous because that's a card I definitely need for my own base set collection. However, it's well out of my price range at this point in time. So, alrighty. These are all being packaged up and sent to PSA. All the users involved, I know there's several of you involved. Good luck on your grades. We'll see in a couple of months what they look like. I know I need to PM a number of you. Obviously, all your cards are here and safe and ready to go. By the time you're watching this video, they've already been shipped out to PSA. That's about all I got for you guys. So hey, stick around. I'll have more videos this coming week. We'll see how it goes from there. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll have another upload again soon.